Ekurhuleni Metro Police officer has been suspended after being caught on video, allegedly under the influence of alcohol while on duty. The clip, which went viral on social media, shows the officer wobbling and arguing with a man accusing him of being drunk on the job. Take a look.
So,
you shouldn't be driving because you're under the influence of alcohol. I've been asking them to test you, they've refused. That's why this will be posted on YouTube and Facebook. We asked for you to be tested. We asked for you to be tested. They refused us.
Die vraag is, en hij blijft nog, heb je me getoetst?
I've asked them to test you. Ma'am, can you please test him? I'd like to know his reading.
All right, let's get reaction on this story now from the city of Ekurhuleni. Its acting mayor, Lesiba Mpia, joins us in studio. Thanks for your time, sir. We appreciate it. You look at that video and you should be worried.
I'm very worried. As a matter of fact, we are disgusted and disappointed by that behavior. This is unbecoming behavior from an officer of the law, let alone a public servant for that matter. This is... as public servant, we should be exemplary to the public out there. So we're extremely disturbed by that clip.
So what action is being taken? I saw that the officer and his supervisor have been suspended.
Yes, the officer and the other officer who has been cited or who has been seen in the clip have been suspended. But we then took it a step further to suspend as well the supervisor. And the reason was that when the public took ownership of that incident, they went as far as escort the two officers to the office. As they left the mall, they went straight to the office. So the members of the public took it upon themselves to actually escort the two to the office to hand over this seemingly intoxicated person to the authorities, which are his bosses. And most unfortunately, the person who was supposed to take firm action did no such, and we regard that as unacceptable, as dereliction of duty. It is tantamount to actually defeating the ends of justice.
Yeah, so basically tried to cover it up, and also these are still allegations. We don't know if the officer actually was intoxicated.
Course, yes.
How long before we know, and were the proper tests conducted on this officer to determine whether or not he was in fact drunk?
Look, preliminary reports empowered us to come with a decision of summarily suspending the three. We have afforded the institution space to actually institute disciplinary processes, and from that consolidated and comprehensive report, I shall that will be given to myself by the Chief of Police. I shall then be able to make a determination on whether the person was tested on arrival and so forth and so on, so that we can be seen to take action against such behaviors.
Yeah.
We condemn them. Of course, such behaviors are unacceptable, and there are pockets of the public that are saying that this man needs help, of course, but he also needs to face consequences of his action.
Yeah, like every other citizen in the country. So do you know if a breathalyzer was done on the officer at the time?
At the current moment, I cannot make that particular assertion, because I'm waiting on the report coming from the Chief of Police to actually make a determination of whether on the spot the gentleman was actually tested for alcohol level. And I do say that failure to which, if he had not, it must be cited as defeating the ends of justice. It must be cited as a cover-up, because members of the public could not be authorized to actually do a breathalyzer, but the police officers who were there at the time have got the necessary teeth and authority to actually, test this particular individual. And if that has not been done, there's going to be heads to roll.
But can heads actually roll if that hasn't been done? Because as you say, the supervisor did not act when members of the public went to the station. So it's likely that that supervisor did not do the breathalyzer to protect this officer. Then how do heads roll if you have no legal evidence?
It's highly likely, and that is why I do not want to make presumptions. We do say that in the afforded opportunity of the institution to do disciplinary processes, we will be taken into confidence as a public to say to what extent were tests made so that we can be able to take this matter further. But it does not take a rocket scientist to see that the behavior of the gentleman was unbecoming. You can see in the clip that the firearm was hanging at some point, the slurred speech that we were able to pick up. That on its own, the fact that a very dangerous weapon, a tool of trade, was hanging in that fashion, meant that it posed a lot of danger on the individuals or the members of the public around there, and that is behavior that is unacceptable.
You know that these officers are the ones who sit on the road, trapping people for speeding. They also pull you over for drunk driving cases. The public is going to say to many of your officers going forward, you need to deal with your own before you deal with us.
Absolutely, and that is why we have taken action swiftly. This thing happened yesterday. Before dawn this morning, the chief of police had gone to where the gentleman resides, withdrew the car, withdrew the firearm, and served him with summarily suspension. We took swift action, and we want to say to the public that we are following up on the rest of the case, and we are going to take... Look, this is damaging in terms of the reputation of the police service. There are good men and women out there who are doing their jobs with diligence, and it's highly unfair that such an incident is going to impact on them because it has such implications. And I think that as a city of Ekurhuleni, we are definitely not only being seen to taking action, but we are setting a very clear message that this is behavior that is nonsensical, that we are never going to tolerate.
All right, thank you so much for your time, sir. We do appreciate it.